Hi, everyone. Welcome back. It's Thursday and the 14th, and it's publication day, of course, as each Thursday is for the Sagersville Independent. Don't have enough time to go through the paper at this hour. Host of news and information, a lot of great sports read in there as well, and, of course, our Throwback Thursday page, a weekly entertainment all on its own, brought to you by Grover Arnett, attorney at law. The reason, just simply time for not going through the paper, and I'll kind of elaborate more on that while explaining tonight's program as well. No program last evening. If you were with me the night before, you know where I was. And just in case you weren't, yesterday we took a tour of the campus of the University of Kentucky, the College of Engineering with Andrew, as well as some other college things happening with Lacey, and spent the entire day in and around the University of Kentucky and the College of Medicine and the like, and it was a really wonderful day and a really breathtaking day to be able to tour the facility essentially in a one-on-one manner and see what they had to offer, in hopes that Andrew's going to decide sometime soon where and what he wants to do and go. With that said, I have a lot of headlines tonight in lieu of being gone today and recording the show early tonight to make it to the Johnson Central ball game. Reports, and some very important reports that I'll have more on tomorrow. There was a structure fire in Magoffin County, as some of you may very well know, yesterday, and it completely destroyed a Magoffin County home, claiming everything of a Magoffin County family. That's the second time in just the past few weeks that we've had that happen. There is a story with some details in today's edition of the Sagersville Independent. I hope that you will find that, and I will have more details for you on tomorrow's show in regards to another structure fire. No injuries, as I understand, but total loss for a Magoffin County family. I've got some other news that I'm anxious to get to you, some entertaining news, not necessarily here in Magoffin County, but stuff you certainly have to mention when you can, from around the region, but about a chef from not so far from Magoffin County who is on one of the biggest cooking shows in the world, and also one of the stories in the front page of this week's edition of the Big Sandy News. I was pleased to get a little bit of course, of a teaser on it before it was published, but about a Lawrence County native on a very popular show streaming on Netflix now for several seasons. Had no idea. Also, Hornets, the boys' game versus Floyd Central. I haven't even had time to think about it. It's going to be some good highlights, and I'll have those for you tomorrow. I'm hoping to have, one way or the other, we're going to have some highlights, regardless on who wins. Some exciting highlights from tonight's Johnson Central Magoffin boys matchup. So all that's coming tomorrow, and a host of other news and information. Important news tonight that I have to get out before I leave you. A change in the starting date for in-person teaching at the Magoffin County School District. Our superintendent tells us why they have pushed up the date regretfully but cautiously in just a few moments. A lot happening COVID-wise, and we'll get to that in just a few seconds. Still trying to make sense. Good news largely by the state today in regards to the vaccine, but a little contradictory to what the Magoffin County Health Department was told. I'll try to explain that in at least some detail tonight and elaborate more tomorrow. All that's coming up. With that said, I do have the following arrest making headlines this evening. So far, the records that I've been able to gather indicate that the man in question has a Jackson address. However, the events that transpired were said to have happened here in Magoffin County back in October, when Trooper Joe Weddington with Post 9 of the State Police says that they received information about a man being in possession of matter portraying a juvenile, a child, in a sexual performance, images in which he was also present. He was arrested in the past several days and is currently in the Big Sandy jail. Trooper Weddington's citation says that on October the 22nd, just a few months ago, here in Magoffin County, this man, 56-year-old Forrest Corneal, unlawfully and knowingly had in possession matter visually depicting an actual sexual performance with a minor. He says, that being Weddington, that he was contacted by a concerned family member who had observed or seen sexual images of a juvenile on the defendant's telephone, and that Weddington was able to, per his investigation, get the phone into his possession, secure a search warrant for that phone, images of which were sent to the Kentucky State Police Electronic Crimes Branch, who then told the trooper that there were 28 images in all portraying a sexual performance by a minor on Corneal's telephone, and that Cornel himself, along with the juvenile, were in some of the images together. The investigation does continue, and as for now, Forrest Cornel remains charged with a count of possession or viewing matter portraying sexual performance by a minor. The only address, the citation, the police citation itself does not list an address for Cornel, simply citing it as unknown. The Big Sandy Regional Detention Center jail records have him listed as a resident of Jackson at this time. COVID numbers and a vaccine update, state and locally. Next. Go with All-Pro, and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All-Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today. There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Sagersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker, also Griffey approved. Drive safe and save this winter at Conley Tire in Staffordsville, or just go to conleytire.net to see the latest specials on thousands of all-season snow and off-road tires in stock every day. And you can take 6 months to pay with no interest at Conley Tire, 297-2424. Of all the boxes you've been opening, this one right here, will always be the tastiest, because inside is our famous recipe for the meal dreams are made of. Hot pies, stuffed with everything you crave. Always hot and always fresh. Always at your Sagersville, Lee's famous recipe. There is never a good time for a breakdown. They will happen, and your car at some point is going to need some repairs and maintenance. And Black Smoke Performance is open and here with professional, fast, safe service. And they now have certified full air conditioning, diagnostics, and repair to keep you cool in whatever you drive. Black Smoke Performance, 349-8785. This home is back on the market in Dixie of Sagersville, just steps away from the Ramey Park and downtown. One family-owned since the 1950s, it's practically ready to move into and perfect for a remodel that would make it an incredible home and investment. Original hardwood floors throughout, an extra-large upstairs, 4 bedrooms in all, 2 baths, a basement, serviced central heat and air, all on a prime lot well over a half an acre. And the original asking price of $147,500 has been reduced. Call 606-349-3699 for an appointment to view or for more information. I wish they would just come on already and make somebody a millionaire, maybe a billionaire, as it's getting close to. No winner last night in the Powerball. It was right at around $550 million last night, so now it's at $640 million and counting for the drawing on Saturday. And that was the Powerball jackpot. The Mega Millions jackpot, which drew night before last, was $625 million. No winners, is now at least $750 million for Friday night. That's the 5th largest jackpot in the history of the Mega Millions. It's only the second time that both simultaneously have been worth over $500 million. 2 big lotteries up for grabs, as they have been now for quite some time. Still, no winners this week. The next drawing would be Friday night for the Mega Millions, Saturday for the Powerball. So I'm still trying to make some sense of the update that we were expecting from the governor's office in the state today in regards to the vaccine. Some good news, as we were expecting, and there is good news to be had. It's just a little bit in contradiction to what the McGoffin County Health Department was told earlier today in regards to the vaccines that we are seeing and where they're going to be, or who they're going to be given to, at least for the next few weeks. We'll begin with the state announcement. As for new cases for today, 4,084 reported by the governor. 51 new deaths. That is the third most deadly day since the pandemic began. It also puts Kentucky over the threshold of 3,000 to 3,042. That tragic news followed with some good news, however, while talking about the vaccine. Beshear saying that Kentucky is going to partner with Kroger stores, which will be setting up and establishing high-volume vaccination centers in different regions of Kentucky, starting February the 1st. And they will be able to give out the vaccine to anyone all the way down through the 1C category, which essentially means anyone 60 and older, all essential workers, healthcare providers, first responders, and the like, and anyone over 16 with any health situations or issues. And in regards to getting the vaccine to Kentucky's teacher and school personnel, the governor said that their efforts have gotten to the point to where they believe they'll be able to have all teachers and school personnel who requested the vaccine vaccinated by the 1st of February.
I'm excited to report that our vaccination efforts are increasing at a rapid pace, and that has allowed us to not only do the planning, but to start some of these vaccinations. And today we can announce that we believe that we will have all of the K through 12 personnel that agreed to be vaccinated through their first shot of vaccination by the end of that week we said we'd start, February the 1st. This is really exciting. This means on something as important as vaccines, we're actually beating deadlines, maybe even getting them partially done before we thought we would be able to start them. This is going to mean, with the second dose just a month after, that our educators are going to have real and significant defense against this virus for their own health. And after that second shot, first week or couple weeks of March.
The governor also referred to a new Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which may be getting closer to production, a single-shot vaccine that would help add to the limited supply of the vaccine that is available across the nation. What I'm trying to gather some clarification on is that the governor announcing, as you just heard, that the vaccine efforts for Kentucky have been increasing at a record pace, which is enabling them to get all of our teachers and educators vaccinated by the 1st of February. The reason for my looking for some clarity on the issue is that our public health director, Mayor Pete Shepard, received information from the state today, Dr. Stack and others, that indicated that they will not be getting new vaccine or another round of vaccines for teachers, but instead taking what vaccine they would already have had and giving it to educators, which does not seem to indicate an increase in vaccination efforts, just changing the protocol as to who it's given to. Keep in mind, and I preface this interview with my viewers, that you and I are talking before the governor's announcement at 4, but what did the state tell you?
We met with the Department of Public Health Commissioner Stephen Stack, who is my boss, and he said that the schools are a priority now and that we will not receive any more additional doses until all schools are vaccinated and until we get our dose, which is 190 for the Montgomery County school system. He said we would be getting that 190 dose either over the next 3 weeks, either at one allotment over the next 3 weeks to get the schools done. And during that time, we will not get any more allotments for the general public, the 75-year-old, first responders, or anybody like that. However, we will get our second dose in, and we will start that next week. And for those people that are due their second dose, wait for us to call you. Do not call us. We've got your list, and we'll go down just like we did when you came in, and we will get your second dose over the next 2 or 3 weeks while we're waiting on our initial dose to get started back up with the general population.
So no new vaccines for possibly weeks when that 190 comes in for our teaching and school system staff.
Yes, it's my understanding over the next 3 weeks. Dr. Stack is supposed to call each individual health department director today or tomorrow and tell us the date that we will receive our vaccinations for the school system. They want all the schools vaccinated and be ready to go up and running by February 1st.
As for new cases today, 4 new cases in Montgomery County, which is keeping us almost exactly at an average of 5 a day for all of this week's tally. Shepard also indicating that we currently have one McGoffin County hospitalized as a result of COVID-19. Here's a quick community calendar for you, which is essentially just a bunch. Partly because I wasn't here yesterday, but still a bunch of birthdays brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. I actually got two that I got to pull out because I was about to put those on a little early and let the cat out of the bag. Hadn't read them all the way through. But I've got birthday wishes that need to be said. A happy 59th birthday, Terry Lee. Terry Lee Francis, with a lot of love from Ova Lee, David and Renee, family and friends, all wishing Terry Lee Francis a happy 59th birthday. Melvin Helton, I believe his birthday is today, if I'm not mistaken. And from a host of friends and family, happy birthday to you. Sam Conley, I believe as well, celebrating his birthday today. And from a long list of family and friends and loved ones, Sam, happy birthday to you. I'm not done yet, folks. Brianna Sloan, this one called in for yesterday, but I wasn't here. So Brianna, a day belated, sorry, but that's on me. But a happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brianna Sloan. Happy birthday, Ford McCarty. 85, I'm told, yesterday. Ford, happy birthday from a host of friends and family. Happy birthday to you. I'm still not done. 82nd birthday wishes going out to Steve, and that's Steve Keaton. From Steve, I've got more calls than I can go through. Sons, daughters, kids, grandkids, family, friends. I got a bunch of calls and a bunch of people all saying, please wish Steve Keaton the happiest of 82nd birthdays. And there you go. Happy birthday to you all. No other announcements on the calendar, which gives me just a chance to have a quick reminder. When you've got birthdays or anniversaries and you want to see them here, this is how you get them here. And, of course, if you want them published in the Sagersville Independent, birth announcements, birthdays, and anniversaries, they're free there, too. Email those to Joe. That's J-O at SagersvilleIndependent.com. Know that life cannot come to a complete standstill because of the pandemic, but we can make sure that you can continue to bank safely and securely by calling either branch of the Sagersville National Bank to schedule any in-lobby services, or by using either of our drive-thrus. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5, and the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations. Or by taking advantage of our completely free 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, banking by phone, remote deposit, automatic payment services, and more. Sagersville National Bank, always making your banking easier and safer. Nearly everything today is about being safe and well, and Parkway Pharmacy has two great ways to get your prescriptions quickly, safely, and conveniently. Simply pull up curbside and call and let them know you're there, or circle around the building and drive through. And just in, a fresh inventory of Atalo, premium CBD oil and cream products for managing pain, anxiety, depression, rest, digestion, and more. All at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
Are you tired of the same old cell phone? Want a brand new phone but really don't want to pay hundreds of dollars up front for it? Then Appalachian Wireless has the deal for you. Get the phone you actually want instead of settling for a cheaper phone with the Appalachian Advantage plan. Instead of paying $400 or more for the best phone, simply pay the taxes up front, then a few bucks more on your monthly bill. Stop by your local Appalachian Wireless store or dealer today for more information. It's the better, simpler way to pay, and it's called the Appalachian Advantage. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
If it's not the most wonderful time of the year, it is certainly the second, the annual after Christmas sale at the Seasonal Shop, where most everything Christmas in the store is at least 50% off, clearance items 75% off, Yonder t-shirts 40% off, Natural Life 40% off, only while it all lasts, and only at the Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville next to Fraser's Prater Drugstore. Before we talk with our McGoffin County Schools superintendent about them pushing off in-person teaching for another few days for a variety of very concerning reasons to the board and the district, let's take a look at the region, if you will, per today's incident rate map. Everyone, within the exception of one county, I believe, all the way in the western part of the state, in the critical area. Magoffin County, 35.2, down from where it has been, but still in the critical zone. Doing well than many of our neighbors. Morgan County, you'll still see well into the 800s. Now, that is largely, as I reported to you some days ago, due to an outbreak at the prison, the Kentucky Department of Corrections, saying that at the federal prison in Morgan County, which has 1,500 inmates roughly, almost half of those, 728 at last count, have reported to have tested positive for the coronavirus due to an outbreak that essentially really ramped up starting in about the middle of just last month. So the East Kentucky Correctional Center is seeing a serious outbreak. No deaths reported at the prison as of right now, but a serious outbreak that, as you can see, has their incident percentage rate up into the 800s, well into the 800s. Now for our superintendent of schools, Scott Helton, who says that after analyzing the map that you see there, as well as other data, that they are going to wait until the end of the 9 weeks and the beginning of the next, hopefully, as well as waiting on some other factors to happen before going back to the classroom.
Taking that into consideration, and I realize the need for these children to get back. I have my own children at home that wants to get back in school, and I think that there's going to be a point where we have to make a decision on what is an acceptable rate that we can continue to go. And that's something that, as a district, we're going to decide here shortly as a board and a district, that even though we're above that rate that considers being in the red, we may have to, in quite near future, exceed that and continue just to try to get back in. But right now, I've looked at a couple of things. Our rate's a little higher, and we're looking at starting on the 18th would be off for Martin Luther King Day. Our 9 weeks period ends on the 25th of this month. And taking that into consideration and kind of looking at the break and trying to get it, even though our rates are a little higher. Plus, there was one other thing that I'm trying to achieve is this past Wednesday, our health department started vaccinating our staffs at schools. And one of the things that I'm looking at is if the higher percentage of those people can get vaccinated, the less likely that we'll have anything occurring once we get back face to face. So if I can give us a week or two to kind of continue the process and kind of let this rate, see if it maintains where it's at or if it drops any. But my goal is to get us back within the next week and a half or so in person. And I want everyone to understand we're going to do everything we can once these people are vaccinated and the process is taking place to have our students back. But we'll go back with a hybrid in the beginning. So if we're going to finish out the 9 weeks on virtual, my request would be start Monday, February the 1st, back on a new 9 weeks and go hybrid A/B like we did in the fall. And hopefully once we do that, most of the staff will be vaccinated and we won't have any interruptions and we can keep this positivity rate down. I know that the governor kind of gave us some leeway with the rate, but some of the surrounding districts are having higher rates than we do, and I understand that there needs to call off. But mine is not just tied to the rate; it's about the vaccination of the staffs, trying to get that achieved, and then trying to get back in place.
Again, the Magoffin County School District continuing on virtual classrooms until February the 1st, which is what I also think many other school districts surrounding and otherwise are deciding to do as well. All right, on to your Licking Valley RACC Outlook. We've got a chance of, we're going to be looking at some snow chances in here. We're going to look at around 38 degrees tonight, so not tonight. About a 20% chance of some showers after 4 a.m., some rain possibly lingering in the morning. We will see temperatures only climb to 41 tomorrow from 38 tonight. Winds you're going to feel out of the southwest, 7 to 10, maybe up to 20 miles per hour on your Friday. Precipitation less than 1/10 of an inch. Maybe some snow on the back end of this thing tomorrow night. as this front comes through. We'll see around 29 degrees and a 30% chance of some snow showers Friday night. For the weekend, a 40% chance of some snow showers on your Saturday, only hitting 36 degrees. West-southwesterly winds up to 20 miles per hour. Still a 30% chance of some lingering snow showers Saturday night. You could add everything up over the course of the few days to an inch or less for us right now, and that's where I'm going to stick with. I'll have an update for you tomorrow. But Saturday, as you see, 36, 29, breezy, and a 40% chance of snow. Sunday, cloudy, 36, a 30% chance of some snow showers. Monday, which is Martin Luther King Day, some flurries possibly lingering as this starts to make its way out of town. Mostly cloudy and 35. Tuesday, mostly sunny and 45 as we dry up for a day, maybe a day and a half. Because Tuesday night, another round of some snow showers possible, maybe a little mix. 32 Tuesday night and a 40% chance of precipitation. Wednesday, rain, snow, 44. Thursday, 44, still cloudy and still a slight chance of some rain or snow. And with that, I am off to Johnson Central. Highlights from tonight's boys matchup. I'll have, of course, highlights from the boys taking on Floyd Central. Some girls' scores for you. And a host of other news that I'm going to try to condense and squeeze into a half hour. Might be a little bit of an extended show tomorrow night, I would suspect. Regardless, I hope you're here for it. Thank you again for watching, and good night.